Going on, family? Yeah, I want to talk about the Tszyu destruction knockout of Tony Harrison that happened this past Saturday night. Uh, I never was thinking about doing a prediction for this video for that fight. Yeah, as you know, I was away for a minute for a few weeks, but if I had to pick a prediction before they actually fought, I would definitely went with Tszyu. Now, as a lot of y'all already know, in the past, I betted on Tony Harrison against the first fight with Charlo, and I said Harrison was gonna outbox him. And it wasn't a wild guess; it was a calculated guess because I was watching Tony Harrison kind of get in Charlo's head a lot during that fight, before that fight. The press conferences and everything like that. So I came to the determination that Tony Harrison was gonna outbox Charlo, and I said if Charlo don't knock him out, Harrison gonna win on points. And boy, that's exactly what happened. Harrison won me a whole lot of bread. So, but fast forward, Tony Harrison, man, all around good fighter. But everybody knows Tony Harrison has two main weaknesses, man. The first thing is he fades towards the end of the fight. So, like, if you're gonna place a bet on Tony Harrison to lose a fight, it's always smart to put money on like round by round, like 7, round 8, round 9. Those are the golden rounds that Tony Harrison loses in or gets knocked out. He's only been knocked out. He only lost 4 times in his career, and he's been knocked out all 4 of those losses. So the other thing that people complain about with Tony Harrison is his chin. People say he's chinny. Now, I will say this. I don't necessarily see Tony Harrison as being chinny because I saw him take some shots from Jermell Charlo, and I would say Harrison, it's an accumulation. He can't take constant shots, and it'll start to break his chin down. I wouldn't say he's chinny though. I mean, that's just how I see it. Others may vary. And another thing I want to add is they say Tony Harrison doesn't have any punching power. They say going into the Tszyu fight, he wasn't going to have the power to keep Tszyu off of him. But if you look at Tony Harrison's record, he has 21 knockouts. He has 21 knockouts out of 29 wins. So I would say that's power to me. 21 knockouts and 29 wins. So, his KO ratio, let me look it up. Tony Harrison. His KO ratio is 61%. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at. But like I said, it's decent power. He has decent punching power. But Tszyu, on the other hand, he was eating a lot of Tony Harrison, whatever power shot he did get hit with. Because most of the fight, all Tony Harrison was doing was going on the back foot off the offense, throwing jabs most of the whole fight. Nothing that was going to significantly, cause a threat to Tszyu. Tszyu, on the other hand, was much more calculated and poised. Tszyu to me is very flat-footed. Hey, listen, it could be one or two things with Tszyu. Either he adjusts to who the fighter is he's fighting, and he knew Tony Harrison doesn't really have what we will call the big punching power that most other 154s might have. So he figured he could just go in there and walk him down and don't have to use footwork much. But I don't really see him in any of his fights with a whole lot of good footwork anyway. So I chalk it up to be that Tszyu is just basically a flat-footed fighter, man. But he got Tony out of there in the 9th round with the vicious, constant uppercuts. Remind me of how Tank was on. Who did Tank beat up like that? Was that Fonseca? Somebody with Tank just was uppercutting him. I think this was at 130 pounds, I think. But Tszyu, he actually destroyed Tony Harrison, man. He made him look real basic, man. Tony Harrison is a great fighter, great boxer. I guess early on he felt Tim's power. He didn't like it. Tim has above average punching power, 72% KO ratio as well. And he called out Jermell Charlo. So the question is, how's Tszyu do against Charlo? I might have to make a prediction on that. soon. I might just make a prediction on that fight. Because from what I was seeing in that fight, uh, it kind of gave me a perception on how Tszyu would do in that fight, actually. So stay tuned for the prediction coming soon. Shout out to Tony Harrison for giving it all he got. I guess he just not in it, man. A lot of people say his father passing away early on has a lot to do with it, but I mean, you can't keep really harping on that. That was years ago, man. He's a grown man, man. It's not like he's a baby or a kid that lost his father. You know, when people say that, I'm like, all right, I mean, he's a grown man, bro. He's grown. You know what I mean? You got to understand things like that happen. That's what happens. All right, so should he hang it up? That's another thing people say. Should Tony Harrison retire? Yeah, I would say so. He hasn't looked very good in his last few fights either. He looked real shaky. I think since the Charlo fights, those fights took a lot out of him. I think he should probably hang the gloves up and just stick to training. Another thing is, people are saying this. I don't know how true this is. They're saying that he's dating Alicia Baumgartner. Is this true? Because I can't find that anywhere. If he's dating her, because I don't know where that started at. I saw it all over a lot of boxing channels of lives. I just knew him to just be training the girl. I didn't know of him to be dating her or not. So if anybody got any info on that, enlighten me. But anyway, this is your boy, Rebel Life Boxing. Let me know what you thought about the Tony Harrison versus Tszyu fight. I'll catch y'all later for the next one. Peace.